Bryan Danielson to AEW confirmed. He's Daniel Bryan for all you WWE fans. Ruby Soho to AEW confirmed. Adam Cole, baby, to AEW confirmed. And Minoru Suzuki to AEW confirmed. Oh my god, my voice is a little bit hoarse. We've just watched the AEW All Out 2021 show, and yes, all of those people just showed up for AEW. Forbidden doors have been bashed in. 90-day non-compete clauses have been worked out, and contracts have just inexplicably expired on the behalf of one other company, allowing two of their major stars to just walk into another promotion. Of course, with the case of Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, it is he main evented night 2 of WrestleMania this year, and Adam Cole was the top star in NXT. May it rest in peace. Okay, I'm Ollie Davis, by the way. This is WrestleTalk. Please press subscribe. The usual videos are a bit more produced than this, but, you know, it's 3 minutes past 5 in the morning right now, and I've had a couple of drinks, as seems to be the way with the AEW shows at the moment. So let's start with the end, which is how AEW All Out closed. It was main evented by... Oh, by the way, CM Punk had his first match in 7.5 years on this show as well. And it was arguably a Match of the Year candidate. Not arguably. There was a Match of the Year candidate with the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks inside a steel cage where the tag titles changed hands. Extraordinary match. Very spot-filled. You know, story-wise, maybe you'll find yourself a bit lacking, but incredible athleticism, innovation, creativity in that match. But the main event was not CM Punk versus Darby Allin in Chicago. In fact, that went third from the top. You had the Paul White, big show, versus QT Marshall match in the middle as a kind of buffer / toilet break. Of course, Paul White won that one quite easily, squashed QT Marshall. But the main event was Christian versus Kenny Omega for the AEW World title. And people thought, well, you know, that's the main event. It's not like the most hot feud, really, despite the title change, because this was originally meant to be Hangman Page's spot going up against Kenny Omega. But Hangman Page pulled out like a month ago because his wife was pregnant. He didn't want to work while COVID's a thing, of course. So, you know, understandably, he sat this one out. So instead, we got Christian versus Omega for the title main event. And they had a decent match. When you look at the rest of the card, probably one of the more middle levels of matches on the card, just because the rest of the matches were so strong. And Kenny Omega wins with a one-winged angel off the second rope, which is pretty insane. And then the rest of the Elite come down. They come, Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, Kenny Omega's already there. Don Callis, the Young Bucks, they all start beating up Christian. And Kenny Omega grabs a microphone, so very like New Japan Bullet Club feels. And he starts cutting one of his awesome promos where he says, "Nobody can beat me. If they can, they're dead already." And then the lights cut out. And everyone's like, well, this is Bryan Danielson. This is Daniel Bryan's debut, right? Nuh-uh. Adam Cole, baby, walked out. He had a t-shirt that said All Elite Baby, because remember, after all, they are just a t-shirt company. And he walks down to the ring, and you're like, he's going to go against the Elite here. Of course, the reason Kenny said is dead already is because in being the Elite, the YouTube series, that's how Adam Cole was written off before he went to NXT. He was poisoned by the Young Bucks, and Kenny, actually, and he was dead. So he was back from the dead. He comes out, and you're like, oh, who's he going to go for? Jungle Boy had run down to make the save for Christian earlier, and Adam Cole, boom, super kick on Jungle Boy. Hugs the Elite, heels, yuck, they're all together, amazing. And Kenny's just saying, we tricked you, ha, ha, ha. Adam Cole says, nobody can beat the Elite. There's no chance in hell, no, bit of an illusion there, I suppose. Kenny's just about to do the good night and good whatever it is. And then Ride of the Valkyries hits. Daniel Bryan's entrance music. But because that's like obviously a Wagner track from over a century ago, they've got that initial hook and they've put a kind of hippity-hoppity rap bit on it as well. So that's the new, hippity-hop entrance music for Daniel Bryan. I would have liked a Final Countdown, but, I'll take my... I was rather spoiled with debuts here and things to AEW confirm, so I won't pout too much. And he comes down, whole crowd are doing the yes chants. He kicks people, yes kicks. Poor old Nick Jackson, who just wrestled that hellacious cage match, he gets a knee in the face. And then, Bryan stands tall with the baby faces, big old beard, hair slicked back, that sort of classic Bryan look. He looked happy to be there. Yeah, wow. When Adam Cole came out, I think we all thought, okay, well, no, this is great. Adam Cole's contract just expired with WWE. Britt Baker, earlier in the night, had hit the Panama Sunrise in her match against Chris Statlander, where she retained the women's title. And I think it was Tony Schiavone on commentary called it the Pittsburgh Sunrise. Of course, Baker is from Pittsburgh. So you had these illusions. Baker on Wednesday even on Dynamite did the tease that the hottest free agent in wrestling has just signed with the company, and then she revealed it was her. You shouldn't be doing those teases unless you eventually reveal, it's Adam Cole, baby. So very good. Also, Ruby Soho was this earlier in the night. Bloody hell. A lot of stuff happened. You're going to want to subscribe, of course, to WrestleTalk, where we tell you all these things. Ruby Soho was the Joker in the Women's Casino Battle Royal. She won the match. Ruby Soho, of course, being Ruby Riott. Now her 90-day non-compete clause expired after her release from WWE. That expired on the 31st of August, which was Tuesday, Wednesday. She will now have a match against Britt Baker for winning that match. And Minoru Suzuki came out after Jon Moxley's match with Kojima, and they're going to have a match on Wednesday. Jon Moxley's homecoming in Cincinnati, Ohio, on Dynamite in 3 days' time will be headlined by Jon Moxley versus Minoru Suzuki. They had a sort of stiff chop and forearm exchange in the ring, which is, I guess, Minoru Suzuki's way of saying, hey, buddy, I missed you. How's things been in the pandemic? Hey, you had a baby. Cool, nice for you. Slap, slap, chop, chop, stiff, stiff. And Punk had his first match in 7.5 years, which he won, and really put over Darby Allin in the end with Sting in the ring, and Sting shook his hand. I love wrestling. I love wrestling. You love wrestling. I love wrestling. Thank you, AEW. You're doing it very, very right. Please subscribe to WrestleTalk, the WrestleTalk podcast channel as well, parts of unknown, all our wrestling channels. Luke will have a WrestleTalk news up later today. Laurie will have a full review of All Out 2021. And me and Luke will have a podcast review over on the WrestleTalk podcast channel as well. Click the video on screen now to watch something else that we've made. And subscribe. Subscribe's the most important thing. Subscribe. Confirmed.